Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek, here talking about Motto Tanto Cuore
Yes.
with Simon and Talk.
Yay. This is a game from...
So what's different?
What's different? Well, motto means more in Japanese, so this is more Tanto Cuore.
Okay.
There is a reason that they haven't, just had Tanto Cuore and the subtitle, because this is a different game.
Okay.
It has exactly the same team, it's the same theme. It is still a deck builder, but it has a role selection mechanism that makes sort of the deck building coming a bit into the background.
Okay.
Because the weak part, if I'm to start with the weak part of this game, is that you should actually play it on 4. Because, as you know, it's a role selection game. The fun starts when you are many players who compete for the roles.
Yes.
So you actually got, this depends a bit on the number of players. I hope you can see these here. These are sort of superior first-class maids. So this is based on basically more that you don't just have your maids as cards to get more actions. As you might know, Tanto Cuore is very similar to Dominion, with the added thing that you could get cards out of your deck and so on. Here they try to focus more on you're actually getting real help from your maids to actually do things. As you can see on these cards, we have the standard extra actions, extra cards, extra money, but we have also each maid has an ability to do something. Though this maid has none, but this one has 1 point in concentration. We have this who has 1 in device, and well, I got another packet. You just like in Dominion, you do a selection of the maids.
Okay.
The point is, you draw your cards. You start with, just like in Dominion, standard Tanto Cuore, you start with 7 of these and 3 of these, which basically do nothing, that you can get out of your deck. You shuffle and you get, but before you go your turn, you look at your hand, which is in the beginning will be pretty boring. Okay, I have 5 money, right. At the beginning you can't do anything, so it's very selective what you want here, but you are picking one and you're saying, okay, well, I want this one that gives me 1 extra action, which is useless now, but okay, I take this. Attack might take another one. You might take another one, and the third player, the fourth player is getting less and less ability to get something. So, and then, and only then, you start doing your turn, and then you return this maid. So this doesn't go into your deck. This is just sort of the role selection thing.
Single turn extra bonus.
And what is possible, and what's special is that your only way to actually get victory points are these 3 piles, and they cannot be bought at all. There are a couple of maids in this game also that are worth victory points, but these are the main thing. In order to help with the cleaning, your maids, they are sort of incompetent, so you actually need a boss to tell them what to do. So you need to pick the cleaning super maid.
Okay.
If you haven't picked this, you cannot gain any of these victory point cards. So what you do is you get your hand, you get your hand of maids, you realize, okay, this is 2 device. Right, I can actually help with the cooking. Now you really you desperately want to be first player because you really want to pick this one. If someone else takes this, well, bad luck. You couldn't cook even though you wanted to. So you're actually using these maids to perform tasks to gain the victory points. Okay. This game can be used together with Tanto Cuore. Like Tanto Cuore, it's 2 to 4, but I'd recommend it with 4 because if you're fewer players, you're removing some of these, but it's still not as hard a competition.
So it's less dynamic in terms of that,
yes.
Because of the variety.
Yeah, it's less a variety if you're 2 players. So you can throw in a couple of maids from the other Tanto Cuore sets to spice things up. You can use the private maids and some of the other maids, but generally you need these because otherwise you won't be able to gain these cards. So you can't mix them completely randomly. You can use some stuff from the other games.
Right.
And you can use some of these cards into the standard game as well, though you will not have any use for the special abilities. So that's Motto Tanto Cuore. There are expansion sets planned for this. We haven't really decided how they will come out yet, but it's in the works.
That's just the idea, and of course it's possible to add on in many different ways.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you have
additional roles.
Yeah,
I'm sure as well.
Yeah, you have additional roles. Most of this art people will recognize from the earlier sets. Some of the arts like this has not been in any earlier sets, and you have a variation of setup of the maids here, which changes the game every time you play.
Okay, super.
So
that's something that Japanime Games is.
Well, they're interested in it.
Well?
They're interested in it, but they are just starting with their Arc-Light lineup, and they want to do a lot of games. So we don't really know exactly where in the queue this is, but they have it. They have it planned. They have.
They're interested. Yes, they have a number of other things already. I know that have come out or have been announced.